Hello friends, I'm Dee. About to react to this vid by I've Been Preach. It's titled New Leaks Show Group Chats of Andrew Tate Bragging About Trapping Women. Child, the evidence just keeps stacking up against this man. I actually just saw him on stream with Adam22 and Aiden Ross not too long ago though. So apparently he's a free man walking around or whatever. So maybe they ain't got that much evidence against him. I don't know. We're about to see what's going on. This sun is right in my face. And my lashes is still fucked up, so we gonna rock with the glasses again. Anyway, yeah, let's see what's going on. Let's watch.
Today's topic, there was a big reveal. Evidence from the Andrew Tate trial got leaked somewhere, and essentially conversations that he had in his place called the War Room, which was like, it used to be his course that he would basically sell people on to make lots of money, and he would have private conversations with these people, telling them, this is instructional, how to manipulate women into doing X work for them. His words. So Lasmina, who's one of the trafficking victims in the case against Andrew Tate, the legal one, as well as Georgina, who's his BB, which is bottom bitch. Okay, and bottom bitch is basically the woman beneath the pimp who helps recruit the other women and keep them in line. Because women trust other women a lot more, a lot of men will use these kinds of women to manipulate women. Okay, so this is the conversation. Not my words, you're gonna read it. Update on the two girls living together. So they became good friends, everything was stable. The girl who moved lost her support network at home. Cemented her move, talking about staying forever, can't wait for me to come back, etc. Essentially, this girl moved from somewhere else to come live with Andrew. She lost her family network back home as a result. Okay, so Andrew says, so I had to tighten the screw. So I said somebody in her old town told me she worked in a sex club. I literally made this up from the sky. Started calling her a liar and threatening to kick her out, but the real goal is for her to agree to never go anywhere without me, not even her hometown. I need her working, not visiting friends back in her hometown. So putting nails in that coffin, saying people are talking bad about her. So basically what he's doing in this conversation is he's working towards isolating her from her loved ones, her family and fans, so she can never go back and she has to rely on him for everything.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the conversation that he had with Jasmina privately through WhatsApp. You worked in a sex club. I did not work in a sex club. I'm not lying. Where did you get this out from? So you'd rather believe them. So she really believes other people are talking shit about her. I told you the truth. These people want me no good. I don't know who you have talked to, but I've only slept with 4 men in my life, and you were one of them. I have never lied to you. You said it yourself that people will try to destroy us, break us apart. I've heard things too, but I choose to believe you and not them. Well, probably sure to believe those things. Andrew, answer me please, and tell me this is a joke, because I really don't want to believe that you mean what you're saying.
Silence.
I'm freaking crying alone in a room, and you think I'm not serious? I'm tired of this so-called friends acting like friends and ruining my chances to be happy, and it hurts that you believe that. Where am I now, Andrew? Here? Why? Because I'm serious. Andrew replies, serious girls don't lie. Yes, I understand, she says. You are not going back to Tismore even to visit without me. You understand? So Tismore is where she's from, her hometown. He said, basically, she told him, you're never going back. And she says, yes, I understand. My people there are telling me you talked to tons of men and worked in a sex club. I'm not having you go back there for them to call me and tell me more shit. She replies, that's a lie, but as I said earlier, look at me. Andrew replies, you don't need to leave the house in Bucharest without either me or Georgina. We are together always. So this is how he socially isolated her. Let's go to part 2. Update on the two girls living together. If anyone doesn't know the story, ask the guys here to find out for you. So I told my girl to send me a picture. She said this. Alright, so that he puts a screenshot of what she wrote to him. She writes, at the same time, I have a few things, very few, but rules I can't break because I'm old-fashioned and I still believe in God. 1, I never sent a picture of me in lingerie ever. I made a promise to God and myself and I will keep it. 2, I will never do video chat or OnlyFans because my body's intimate and I only want my husband should be able to touch and see. 3, if I give you my love, I'm expecting the same thing back. 4, the man I love should not hit or beat me up. This is it. If these 4 things are respected when it comes to me, then there's no way we can ever fight. I listen when I have to, I'm quiet when I'm supposed to, and I'm definitely dedicated on being a good wife. Waking you up in the morning with fresh coffee and a meal, all yours and forever. This is the way I was raised. Had this on my heart the whole day, so I had to say it. You are the perfect man for me and the man I've been dreaming to meet and have a family with since I was a kid. Now it's your turn to decide if the things change the way you see me or if I'm still the woman you want to spend your life with. I do. Do you? So basically she's saying, don't make me out to be a whore and don't beat me up. Those are her requirements, which I think most men watching think that's reasonable. Andrew's goal is he flies these women out, he makes them fall in love with him. He uses sex as a manipulation tool, per his words, not me.
I used sex as a tool to make women love me so they'd obey me and live in my house and make me money. That's what I wanted. So yeah, on CorporateTake.com I have my PhD program, and that is PhD is a pimp and hose degree that I'm.
Clever.
And that teaches basically how I got girls, how I met girls, how I got girls to like me, how I got girls to fall in love with me to work on webcam for me. And you're always working. Why don't you work for me so we spend more time together? Work for you doing what? So I'll have a webcam business. Oh, I don't want to do that. So okay, I know you don't want to do that, but listen. Come, let's have a meeting. Let's just talk about it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Fine. But let me explain it to you properly. In fact, I'll bring one of the girls who works for me. Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do the selling. The girl has to hear it from a girl. And this is where your bottom bitch has to be trained. That's why I said it's so important to have a good first girl. Because that's what I did. That was my MO, was find girls, make them love me, and make them work for me.
And then these were women who've never done adult work. They've never been interested in doing adult work, but he would find ways to isolate them from their friends and family, make them go broke, and then try to get them into the cam business so he can make a profit off them. So, regardless of either whether you think that's legal or not, it's got to be some evil shit. To isolate somebody from their friends and family just so you can make financial gain?
This video is brought to you by Surfshark.
No matter where I'm at, all right, whether it's in my house or in my Airbnb when I'm away, or in Antarctica.
If I remember to edit this out, then I remember.
Or even when I'm taking a shit, I need to have access to all my programs. Hey,
I know you fucking lying, preach.
Sometimes the internet doesn't allow me for that because it's restricted because of the area that I'm in. Yeah, and for that, I need a system that allows me to change my location. And that's called a VPN changer. Yes. The one VPN that I'm using is Surfshark. It allows you to just change the location of where you are. And so you can watch everything that you want, no matter where you're at. Right now with Surfshark, you can just use promo code ABBA and Preach, and you're going to be able to have 3 months extra free. I know. Crazy. Get on it.
So in response to this message thread, he says, "This sounds like a hard target for cams or OnlyFans, right? So let's take bets. Will I get her to work?" Anonymous poll. So basically, he's asking the people in the group chat, do you think she's going to get to work for me after seeing that message? And one of the guys replies, yeah, that isolation is critical. I have no experience in this realm, but I would try to be good cop, bad cop. This is from Mac J, one of the people who are part of the war room. Act deeply hurt by her refusal. Flip it on her and get her to start feeling guilty or cry. Then have my BB, bottom bitch, ask why she's upset, tell her how religious she used to be and how easy fun camming is. Again, never had to do anything like this, but maybe it works. And then Tate replies, close. I'm actually going to add a layer of separation. I will use Georgina as the bottom bitch and pretend I don't care. Either way, she can't attack me for tricking her. She looks super adamant about not doing this. She even made bullet points. I still bet yes because you're a top G, but it would be super impressive to see it in action. So basically, these guys are just discussing how they're going to traffic these women and get them to do the cam work.
Well, as a course, right?
There's a course to it, but this group chat's just private. For the select few who want to be human traffickers, I guess, and have girls do cam for them. So Tate in this says, another element, since she's moved, she's been fed, but nothing else. She's broke, she can't go home, she can't leave the house. Man, I almost sound evil, but I'm not. I'm a shepherd leading the sheep.
This is fucking sad.
Tate goes on to say, so now I know she's broke, and I know what I believe the objections to be. My plan is to use Georgina as a bottom bitch to convince her I don't give a shit if she cams, but the only way she will have serious money is if she does. Isolate her from her friends and family, make her dependent on you, give her food, and tell her the only way she can make money is if she does the camming stuff, because she's not allowed to leave the house without you. So he asks her, let her panic a little bit. Remember, she asked for money now. That's scary for her. And I'd come back with, yes, we need to be together, but every girl in Romania asks me for money. I know you're not like them, are you? Make her qualify herself as not a gold digger. And she says, no, I'm not. Then come in with, we're going to be traveling together. I'm working from home, my phone. We're a team. You're going to listen to me and work from your phone too. Send her a pic of an Ibiza beach. Ibiza is an island, if you're unaware. And because Cam has been soft floated before, I'd go for a hard close. If outright refuse, don't reply. let her sit broke to think. So basically, if she don't reply to the offer or she's not down, then don't reply and make her worried because she's in love with you. One of the guys writes, Tateism in a sentence. It's all beautiful. A beautiful game of chess. So these guys are in a group chat really bragging about manipulating women into...
That's nerd shit.
This is her talking to Georgina, the ex-cop who's his bottom bitch.
You have said, my job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, get her to fall in love with me to the point where she'd do anything I say, and then get her on webcam so we could become rich together.
I don't think that's what I personally said. I think
that's exactly what you said on your website.
No, I've never said that.
Okay, so that's the general gist of the conversations. Considering everything else we've seen from this guy in regards to some of the stuff he said, what do you think?
Well, a lot of videos that I've seen about him and the interviews that I've seen, he's denying everything.
Yeah.
It's very weird. It's easily provable. Like, is it because you're trying to save face or whatever, or you're trying to... I don't know. I don't know. We don't know. But he did say that in his chat on his website, on courses that he has.
Yeah.
Like, they took computers. Yeah. Even if you delete something off your computer, they have ways to retrieve all that stuff, right? So it's not really looking good, because that's just one thing that got out, right? And they're not just basing themselves on that. They got
way more. And
it's not just, when I thought it was one country. It's not one country. It's actually 3 countries that are talking about that. It's like, it's a lot to manage. Just when one country is against you and you've been talking shit about that country, when 3 are working together to take you down, man.
Yeah, I'll say this. Those conversations, from what I understand, have been authenticated, I guess, as part of what DICOT, the people who are prosecuting Tate, found. And there's probably way more of that since this leaked only now. The fact that they have that is very telling for me. That looks like textbook manipulation and fraud. The fact that he was offering these women marriage with the sole intention of turning them into webcam workers. The things and the tactics he was using to isolate them from friends and family in order to make sure he could brainwash them. Yeah. And absolutely, he's taking young and impressionable women for that very reason. I have no problem. This falls right under the textbook definition of lover boy method. Before, I was like 80% sure he's guilty. Now I'm 100% sure. When I see messages like these, and people can't say, "Oh, Abba, you don't know if it's a character or if he really did that shit." So what? Even in private conversation, this guy's also making it up. Some of you guys got to stop coping. Y'all want to talk about the fact that women aren't very logical? You guys are bending over backwards, breaking the real boundaries of reality just to believe something you want to believe. It's fine to say Tate was a good influence in your life and he offered you good advice. I don't even mind. It's very possible that's true.
But is it possible?
It doesn't change the fact that the two things can be true at the same time. He was good for you in terms of your development as a man. He said some true things. And 2 to 3, he's a sex trafficker. And everything I've heard from his own mouth, his own private conversations, tells me that's what he is.
R. Kelly made some banging beats. He peed on underage people.
Drip, drip, drip.
A lot of people in the comments were talking about, yeah, but why are we going after him when other companies and other people have been doing that? The difference with him is that he's not only doing that with other people, but monetizing his tactics to do that to other people, which makes it worse. People are going to want to crack down on that. You understand what I'm saying? It makes it even worse. It's worse that you're trafficking people, but you're monetizing not only the trafficking, but you're monetizing the fact that, hey, let me show you how. And he's creating other people. They actually, whatever there's something like, we're talking about drugs or any gang-related things or anything, they want the top G. They want the person, the one that produces all the little ones, the little minions and things. Whether it's drugs, they're not going to go after the little guy, even though there's a lot of people that are selling the drugs. They're going to go after the top G.
Big nigga.
Turn these little ones
big drugs
against that top one so we can get the top one. That's what's gonna happen. And in that case, he's the one that's creating other people. So of course they're going after him.
I'll say this.
That's a really good question. I'm charged with being the head of an organized criminal group, which is in charge of recruiting girls to make TikTok videos.
They face charges which include human trafficking and forming a criminal gang to sexually exploit women.
OnlyFans is the best hustle in the world. They're accusing me of using the lover boy method, coercing them by being nice.
I wasn't sure about some of the other charges, but just listening to how little regard he has for these people, knowing they would never want to do this work and manipulating them, isolating from their friends and family, making sure that they got zero access to money, using every tactic in the book to dehumanize them and make sure they're the lowest of the lows, it wouldn't surprise me if he raped them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it did happen, but considering how he talks about Georgina, considering the text that they said about her threatening these women with violence, right? He's directly responsible for that. The same way when they come after a criminal organization, the head boss is responsible for what the lackeys do, right? That's why when they bring a RICO charge or they're doing something against organizations, everybody going to jail for the murders, right? Because even though you didn't do it, the people under you did it for the benefit of the group. Georgina, and when she makes those threats of violence against other people, right? She's doing it on behalf of Tate and his empire. But so that's why they're getting charged as an organization.
And if he's a top person of that organization and they can prove that, well, then he's the one that's going to go down. So that's why. Yeah.
Would you think there would be this much skepticism or this much weirdness about the whole thing if this was children involved? Isolating them, doing all this stuff?
No.
Can I ask you? And let's say you're right. You know what? Let me concede to you guys. Let's say they aren't sympathetic victims and they shouldn't be sympathetic. That's fine. Just because they're not, should we not charge the person who's scamming and defrauding them? The person who's luring them in with promises of marriages and doing all this shit to try to push them into a life that they want?
Yeah.
Right? I think I heard Destiny say that, but he's just like, older people should know better, but they still are the ones most likely to be scammed by psychics and everything else. Mm-hmm. Should we abandon them to the scammers just because they should have known better?
No, we should go to the scammers. Because scammers are going to scam, and that's what they do.
I'm just saying, I don't understand this line of thinking either. Whereas these women are clearly being victimized by someone who's trying to fuck them over and defrauding them, okay? Stealing their money and their income.
And over time, I just built up this big little empire of webcam girls. At one point, I had 4 locations, 75 girls working for me. I'd take around half of the money, around 50%.
You take 50%.
Around 50%.
They thought they were on 50%. And I said that the disparity was because of taxes.
Self-admittedly, right? Luring them away from their friends and family, doing all this stuff and promising life of marriage, which that's trafficking. We should still charge them, irrespective of whether or not these women were gullible or not. And if it was a man in this situation being lured, I would want the same thing. But that's me.
Yeah, but bro, they're whores. Gold diggers.
That's what they're going to say.
That's what the dick riders are going to say. Having this man's penis that far down your fucking throat that you're saying stuff like that is the most disgraceful, pathetic shit I've ever heard of. Go seek help. Do something with your life. It is sad. It's fucking sad. When all of this proof is stacked against this man, and you still glazing that hard, you still bending over and trying to take Daddy Tate dick because you love him so much and everything he's done for you. It's just sad, okay? Just stop. You don't know this man. Y'all do too fucking much, all right? When all of this evidence is coming out against him and you still denying it, I agree with Abba. It's sounding like what you accuse women of doing, because these same incels be always saying, oh, women just don't take accountability for nothing. They're never wrong. And even when the evidence is in their face, they still don't own up to it. That's what you niggas is doing. Y'all look and sound stupid. And at the beginning, I was even like, how we know this is him? Because, I'm all for thinking objectively, okay? But when he's saying that this is the evidence that was leaked, it sounded legit to me, okay? I don't know all of the facts of this situation, and I don't plan to look it up because I don't care enough, okay? But based on what they're saying, it's sounding like this man is guilty. But more importantly, look at the clips that they're playing. At the very beginning, I was like, but I honestly forgot. In the other reactions I was watching, he was admitting to it. And in this video, they showed even more evidence of him admitting to trafficking people. He literally is saying it out his own mouth. And y'all still did not. You know what? I can't. Anyway, we'll see what happens with him, though, and if he will go to jail soon, because it's looking like it. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Let me know what other videos you want me to watch, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.